TV. But now, as the Grant School children get ready to get these festivities underway, sit back at home, at work, wherever you are, and witness the emotion of what is officially Bulls NBA Championship Day in the city of Chicago. We'll be right back.
Championship Celebration is brought to you by Doublemint Gum, the gum that doubles your refreshment. Doublemint, there's no single gum like it. By New York Carpet World. By your local Ford dealer. Quality people, quality products, a participating advertiser. By Taco Bell, home of the new snack size Fiesta menu, so run for the border. And by Bulls Memorabilia Exhibition and Sale.
World Champion Bulls Memorabilia Exhibition and Sale today and tomorrow. There's free admission with specials including quality NBA World Champion Bulls t-shirts, regularly $15 each, now only $4.87 each. These beautiful NBA World Champion Bulls caps, regularly $15 each, now 3 for $15. Locker room caps, shirts, and the hottest graphics, the wildest selection, and much, much more at these locations.
Doing with Chuck Gowdy. Chuck?
Boy, this crowd is really something, guys. I got to tell you. There was some controversy earlier in the week about whether to have this or a parade down Madison Street over toward the stadium. The thinking by one alderman was that you had to do that in order to give the West Siders who can't afford tickets a chance to come out and see their team. I can tell you from talking to the people right around us, there are a ton of West Siders here, some of them coming out as early as midnight to try to get these best seats. I mentioned earlier there were also some from out of town. Look at this guy right here. Where are you from?
From Detroit, but
Detroit, and he has the audacity to show up here in Chicago. I shouldn't have announced that, though, because this crowd might well pass him all the way back and send him across Lake Michigan and home. It is fun down here, though, and we're all having a good time.
About 5 minutes from now, the Bulls will be lining up at Congress and will be coming north on Columbus Drive to meet and greet this crowd. In the meantime, it continues to grow. We estimated about 300,000. We say that estimate based on the fact that there were 1 million people here when Pope John Paul delivered Mass in Grant Park, and we're about halfway to that historic crowd.
Officially lunchtime, not officially lunchtime just yet, so 12 o'clock, everybody will come rolling out of their offices.
Well, they're screaming it all the time. These Grant School kids were supposed to open Blues Fest at noon today. Nobody in Chicago's got the blues right now, though. It's the red and black.
You know, it's so wonderful to hear this Sweet Home Chicago tune here, especially after being in L.A. for a whole week and hearing that song, I Love L.A. And you know, for Game 4, they never even had a chance to play it, and they were going on. They thought it would inspire the Lakers, but they never got it out.
A little xenophobia here. L.A. would never have had a celebration like this.
Absolutely not. And I do have to say, in deference to the Lakers, what a difference between the Lakers and the Pistons.
Yes.
The Lakers were pure class, and that comes from Magic Johnson, who kind of leads the parade. They congratulated the Bulls. They admitted the best team won. So I got nothing negative to say about the Lakers, but I agree with you, Joel. The city of Los Angeles would be lost with a thing like this. They would say, man, why are those dudes so fired up, man? That's just too far out.
One thing, though, everybody's been debating the Pistons thing. I think, though, that if you sit down and think about it, what's the game everybody who really wants to get out those feelings, what's the game they'll all show up at next season?
Well,
the Pistons.
The Pistons game. They're going to want to see if Isaiah has enough class to come over and shake Michael's
They
hand.
can't say I'm sorry. It'll be out of character.
And say I'm sorry and say congratulations for winning.
Bill Cartwright got off the plane yesterday and said, Chicago, let's have a party, and we're having one. And we'll be right back right after this. NBA Championship Day in Chicago, June 14th, or as my hillbilly friends would say, yeehaw!
Or as Cliff Livingston would say, what time is it?
It's
Championship celebration time.
And they're really rocking. You know, we've seen a lot of events in Grant Park. In the 1920s, Colonel Balbo landed his Italian Air Force here. We had the 1968 convention riots being the nucleus here in Grant Park. The Pope visited. We've had Taste of Chicago. We've had blues festivals. We've had gospel festivals. But we've never had a party like this.
Yes.
Whoa.
Well, had the Bears won their Super Bowl during the summer, we might have. But I forget that bear celebration at the Daily Civic Center.
It was 25 below.
And I was on that stage for 3 hours. I thought I'd lost my feet forever, but it's a lot warmer here. And a very similar triumph, the Bulls winning the world title. Chuck, the crowd is starting to heat up, huh?
Let's go to Chuck Dowdy.
It is starting to heat up. It's been hot out here ever since the sun came up. The NBA, the city of Chicago, the police are out confiscating bogus Bulls shirts, and there are thousands of them around here. But some people don't need to buy shirts because this is a homegrown festival. Look at this one this young man made up. Bulls, number 1, 1991. He even signed his name down there by Marcus Johnson. Turn around. When did you make that shirt?
Excuse me?
When?
Where?
When?
Yes, last night.
Last night.
Yes.
What time did you get out here?
7 o'clock.
7 a.m. You're a good man. So are you. A lot of people brought homemade things out here, hoping the Bulls might be able to sign them or get a glimpse of them. I don't think there's much luck of that because this crowd is just jam-packed tight all the way to the Petrillo Band show. Tim?
All right, Chuck. Don't let anybody snap those suspenders. Hey, that bothers me. Now, why do they have to confiscate bogus so-called homemade T-shirts? That's garbage. I mean, all right, so the NBA licenses certain products so they can charge more money.
We call that the copyright
He's
law.
not saying homemade. He's saying
I know what they're saying. I mean, somebody manufactured it. Hey, why can't they make a buck too?
So there.
Yeah. You know, come on. There should be no arrest on a beautiful celebratory occasion
that means
like
that
this.
you'll open your own shop and you'll be selling the championship video.
Okay. Go ahead, talk about it.
Straighten him out, Chuck.
Well, we lost Chuck.
Out here, they're confiscating these T-shirts mainly because the Bulls and the NBA have paid big money to license all of these logos, and there are people trying to circumvent the law, and that's why they have been seizing some of these things. They're not arresting people; they're just clearing these T-shirts out so that those who have paid big money to sell the actual shirt are able to do so. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
All right. Well, Chuck and I have disagreed before, so I mean,
Never disagree.
There's always a first.
After that initial rush, everybody has quieted down. It really has cooled out significantly. It looks like the crowd is very well behaved at this point. Things have the situation covered. Looks like we have
with the people in the cheap seats. And when I say cheap seats, what I really mean is no seats. These people have no seats. There is standing room only out here. If you want a seat, you have to sit on the grass. They don't care. They're here. If they can't see the Bulls, somebody told me at least they wanted to feel what it's like to be out here. And there are a lot of people out here. Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson. We are. We're on. Yeah, Jack Nicholson, you know, he has great seats at the Forum, but he couldn't even get a seat here in Chicago. But he's out here with us anyway. And then there is a young man who has the Chicago Bulls on his cast. You have a broken arm?
Yes, I do, ma'am.
Doesn't matter, huh?
No, don't matter. Chicago Bulls fan all the way.
Okay, step down. Okay. And then behind me, there is a wonderful young man who has done a painting of Michael Jordan. As you can see, it is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful painting of Michael Jordan. He came out here. The painting is even framed. Why did you bring this to give to Michael?
Yeah, I would like to give it to Michael, yes.
Do you think you'll get a chance to give it to him today?
I hope so.
Well, you're not anywhere close to him.
I hope to be close to him before it's all over.
Well, it's a beautiful painting, and congratulations. There are people who have come here from Indiana. There are people who have come here from all over. Let me have that. Thank you. And it doesn't really matter that they don't have any place to sit down. This has been a really warm and friendly crowd. They're excited, as well they should be, and we'll be back to you later on. And this is an incredible day. Hot. In more ways than one. The Chicago Bulls are hot, and so is the weather out here. But you know, it doesn't matter.
No, people are happy, and they're eating and drinking. They've got the pop concessions full blast out here. People know the Bulls are going to be late. They don't seem to mind that, especially when they found out because so many fans have crowded the bus. Let's take a look at this scene. And we are, as Renee mentioned earlier, in the cheap seats here. You are not going to believe the spirit of these people. All sorts of homemade decorations, Bulls souvenirs, signs. I ran into one kid about 12 years old who had one of those popular Bulls haircuts now, the Bulls logo shaved into his head. I've talked to parents who took the day off from work and brought their kids here. They were very happy, Renee, that Mayor Daley proclaimed this Bulls Day. I think it's been Bulls Day every day for these fans here.
Well, that's right. It looked like it might get a little bit unpleasant, as Carol mentioned earlier, when there seemed to be a stampede. And honestly, there were so many people who waited in line for so long this morning, and they weren't able to get in. Everybody wished that there had been a parade, but it was actually the Chicago Bulls management that decided that there would be no real big parade, I think for security reasons. Although who would do anything to our beloved Bulls, huh?
Well, perhaps not intentionally, but we remember the Bears parade in 1986, January of 86, and that was a real problem, and we weren't surprised to hear that the Bulls bus is held up in traffic. I talked to some people here who drove in from the suburbs and from a very big group of people who came in a bus from the west side of Chicago, and they said they couldn't wait for this celebration because the night the Bulls won it, on Wednesday night, they had celebrations in their neighborhood. I talked to one kid who said he went out into his backyard just to look at the sky, a 12-year-old boy, and said that all of a sudden the sky lit up just a little because his neighbors were blasting off fireworks. I don't know if they saved them from the 4th of July expecting the Bulls to win in the following June, but he said when he saw that celebration in his neighborhood, he knew that this one would really be something. The people from the west side said they feel a very special closeness to the Chicago Bulls. They don't very often see the players up close. They didn't realize they'd be this far away today, but they're happy to be here nonetheless. Dwayne, if we could take a look at the lawn area here beyond the Petrillo bandshell, this gives you an idea of the crowd here. It did kind of lighten up a little in the last half hour. It's not what we would call a sellout, but keep in mind that we're showing you the worst location to be in. The seating area filled up very quickly, and as Ron Majors mentioned, the police had to take extra security measures to stop the seating area from being flooded with far too many people. But again, since that early rush, things have quieted down quite a bit. The Bulls will come here eventually. They'll be on stage, and I have a funny feeling they'll get an ovation here just about as loud as Chicago Stadium, huh?
Well, and just about as loud as you get when you come out here too. You know, in a way, some of us are kind of sad that basketball season is just about over now. It is over now. I know you'll watch baseball. The Star Spangled Banner is going on as we speak, and everybody is standing at attention for the Star Spangled Banner.
Let's listen to him sing the anthem.
And the bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets in a gay groove through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
I don't know, I think it gives me goosebumps whenever I hear that song, especially at the Chicago Stadium. You know, people are out here, and I think the Bulls and this wonderful accomplishment and the way that they work together as a team, I think the mayor said it best yesterday, that it gives all of us, it inspires the city really to come together and work together. Why are you out here? You love the Bulls.
Rooting for the Bulls.
Number one, huh?
Number one.
Yeah, but what is it that's special about this team?
Because they're number one and they're world champions. That's what they're special. They're number one. Number one. That's what's special.
But how did they do it? How did they do it?
How they do it? Team spirit, team unity. It's a team effort, not just one man. It's all for one there. It's one big team, one great team, one world champion team. That's what it is.
Well, I know there were a lot of people who for many years wondered if the Bulls were going to be able to make it. What about you? Did you ever have any doubts? Were you wondering if they could really beat the Lakers? Remember when they lost that first game?
No, I knew they would beat the Lakers. It's just they had to figure the Lakers out. All they needed was one game to figure them out. They barely won that game. We should have swept everybody all year in the playoffs. No wins for nobody.
We have a young lady here from the south suburbs. What's your name?
Tracy.
And where are you from?
I'm from Stager.
Now, why did you come here today other than to cheer? What really brought you here?
I just knew the Bulls were going to be here. I wanted to get a glimpse of them. This is really exciting to me. I haven't really been to any of the games. I just wanted to get into the spirit of things, cheer them on.
We in the media have a very popular theory, obviously we believe it though, that the fans truly love these players, care more about these players than perhaps athletes on some other teams at times. Do you feel a closeness to the Bulls?
Scottie Pippen, I love him. I love John Paxson. I just love them. Yes, they're unbelievable.
Well, you know, she mentioned John Paxson, and when is the last time you heard the fans care about how much money an athlete earns? There's a sign out here that says, "Hey Johnny P, can you say contract negotiations?" That's a way of wishing John Paxson well in his efforts to get more money in his next deal. I've never seen that before. Usually the fans are tired of hearing about money and how much athletes make. These people truly care about the Bulls, and I think the Bulls made it clear yesterday when they came into the airport. They care about the fans. They wanted to get back to Chicago and celebrate the World Championship with their people. And of course, that'll be happening here if the Bulls ever get here. Renee, I don't know, you've been to the stadium for almost every game this year, as have I. Do you think that the Bulls really know what's in store for them when they get here? They've seen it at the stadium, but there are far more than 18,000 people here.
Well, I don't know, but they're going to really, you know, one of the problems was there were those of us, I should say those other people, who kind of wanted them to lose to the Lakers that last game so that they could come back and really have this big celebration tonight and win it tonight in Chicago. But that didn't happen, and so I think the Bulls may have been disappointed too that they didn't immediately get to celebrate. So this is really a victory party for them as much as it is for the people of the Chicago. Standing next to me is a bulldog.
Yes.
Doesn't look like any bulldog I've ever seen.
But she saw every single game on TV.
And what did she do when the Bulls scored?
She looks really confused in the bars when they start clapping, and then she jumps up on the bar and starts running around.
What's her name?
Katie did.
Katie did, the bulldog. People brought their kids, they brought their dogs, they brought family members, they brought their banners, and most of all, they brought their love for the Chicago Bulls to this place. I'm telling you, this is just look out, and you can see they're singing "We Are the Champions." All right, I'm going to give the microphone to Tom Sherry. He's going to try to make his way through.
Either very brave or very stupid. Let's give this a shot.
These people, as we mentioned, came from all over, and they've really tried to show how they feel about the Bulls. I don't think it's that hard for you to tell. From the homemade decorations to just the simple cheering throughout this area here at Grant Park in the Petrillo Bandshell, license plates, signs, you name it. We're going to go a little farther as the day goes on. Right now, that old safety move was tossed to a commercial. We'll be right back with more live coverage of a Bulls celebration on Channel 5.
I said so on the air, so I was pleasantly surprised.
The Bulls were surprised as well. Even the Bulls were hoping for maybe 2 out of 3 in L.A. But it became obvious that they were the superior team.
The anticipation is growing, and everyone is going to the same beat as this drummer.
I think I hear Chuck trying to be recognized down in the crowd. Chuck, go ahead.
It's a convention here. I have to be recognized. In any case, you know, they have done a good job trying to do some crowd control out here, but with a crowd this big, it's virtually impossible. Some of the Bulls, when we were doing the story about what kind of city celebration to have, suggested that they really didn't want what occurred in 1986 with the Bears because it was just totally out of control. But I guess even a few blocks, they can't control their fans, and they're going to celebrate how they see fit. We are about 150 yards away from the Petrillo Bandshell. Look at this young lady. Look at how she's got to try to see the Bulls with these very small binoculars. But now take a look at what she's trying to look through in order to see the bandshell. Stairs, scaffolding, a fence, and I'd say maybe 60,000 bodies between her and the Bulls when they come up on stage. It's a very diverse crowd out here, though. Where are you from?
Munster, Indiana.
Where are you from? Where are you from?
Chicago.
Where are you from?
Car Forest.
Feel a little like Dick Clark, but you get the idea. They're from everywhere. A very diverse crowd coming out to celebrate their Bulls, world champs.
All right, Chuck, you've got the greatest cameraman in the world with you there, Greg Preston and Jim Rose. You'll vouch for that because Jim and Greg went into that locker room after the game, and you both came out alive. That was amazing.
Tim Timberlake is taking a shot now of the crowd that you wouldn't normally see because it's behind our particular vantage point here, and they're happy they finally got a chance to be on television.
Well, they've got all their paraphernalia, that's for sure.
Well, Chuck is right. It's very difficult for a lot of people to see too much from where they are. They're so far away from everything. But Joel and Diane and Jim, they'll all say, there's B.J. Armstrong. They'll all say, we were here. We were part of history. And whether we saw a lot or not, we were part of the amazing celebration.
Did you see that shot backstage? Did they look a little nervous pacing around in there?
I'd be
more
nervous
than before the finals.
One lady's been holding up her license plate. She obviously took it off her car, and it says, Bulls Fan 1.
She's got a lot of competition. She's got a lot of competition.
She's right over to the right of us.
And did you see the Jack Nicholson look-alike?
Yes.
He's all made up as Jack Nicholson. He says, moving to Chicago, Bulls tickets wanted.
And the mask that he had on was from that movie Batman. He was the Joker. Jack was no Joker at courtside after the end of the game when he went up and congratulated Phil Jackson for winning his first championship.
Pretty class act, really.
Very classy by Jack.
Well, guys, you know the waiting list for Bulls tickets, season tickets, was enormous, and there was a waiting list for the waiting list already. Now it's going to be unbelievable.
I went up to Joe O'Neill, the ticket manager, just before we came over here, and I said, Joe, how's my season ticket application going? He goes, Joe has to have a good sense of humor in his job.
I know, you know Steve Chanwell, the vice president of marketing. I saw him at the game, one of the playoff games. He said people have been ringing his phone off the hook, offering all kinds of things. Their boats, their firstborn, whatever.
Speaking of Steve Chanwell and David Brenner, I talked to some folks from the NBA, and they said that they are learning lessons from the Bulls as far as marketing and promotion is concerned because, you know, if you go to the stadium, every night of the 41 nights that they have home game, they always have some sort of activity going on, whether it's the free throw shooting contest, the three-point shot contest, or the dribbling contest, as well as some of the other sponsored promotions. When we went to the Forum in L.A., Jim, what did they have at halftime or in between the breaks?
Well, the only thing that I thought was pretty interesting was the guy hit a shot from half court and won $60,000.
Yeah, a Catholic priest, right? $57,000.
That was pretty amazing. But Jim is so right. Nobody puts on a circus like the Bulls do. But the bottom line is they could have all the circuses in the world if they didn't have Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and the best team in the world right now. They still would. They'd sell it out.
Jesse White tumblers.
By the way, speaking of Scottie Pippen, as many of you know, he's been going through a contract renegotiation hassle for the last year and a half. And it's been announced today that Scottie Pippen will re-sign with the Bulls for 5 more years at a little over $18 million. It's a little over $3 million a year. Let's check in with Chuck Howdy right now.
And take a look at this. You know, they have Bulls songs and dances and everything. Here's the Bulls lead here in Grant Park today. Look at this guy. There are thousands of people like him who are pressed up against snow fences and barricades and television cable. You comfortable, my friend?
Yeah.
Can you see anything?
Uh-huh.
What can you see?
I can see you.
Yeah, you can see me. I know that. Well, you can't even see the stage, though, can you?
A little bit.
A little bit. You have better eyes than I. You think the Bulls are going to come right through here?
They are. We got it on good authority.
Whose authority?
That guy.
What guy?
That guy.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
He's no authority, I want to tell you that. Well, whatever. Everybody thinks that they're going to see the Bulls, and hopefully they all will.
Right?
You know, we know
Mr. Bill, I just want to let you know that we're the NBA champions right now, and quite frankly, I'm really glad. Well, let's have a party.
Imitations of Bill Cartwright, and they were doing it on one of the radio stations, the Loop, AM 1000, and he's done it so many times that one time Bill Cartwright called in and said, you know, I don't like that imitation, you keep doing it, man. And they were speechless, and then Bill said, I'm only kidding.
I wish Stacey King played ball as well as he imitates Bill Cartwright.
Well, we're a little behind schedule here.
Speaking of these guys, what do you think now? I mean, there's a whole different light on who might go. Remember the speculation of who might be here, who might not? Certainly, you would imagine from all the write-ups just during the playoffs that Dennis Thompson and Stacey King are certainly in the bubble.
Well, my sources tell me that Stacey King, at this moment, is being peddled along with maybe a draft choice for either money or to move up in the draft. Dennis Thompson, now his situation is kind of iffy because remember, he had come to the Bulls highly regarded, but he had a problem with his knee. So they've been working on the knee all year long, and that's the reason why he didn't get enough playing time. I still believe Jerry Krause may think that he has something in Dennis Thompson. You know how Jerry sticks with these guys like he did with Brad Sellers, like he did with Dave Corzine, like he did with a number of other guys before he finally realized that it might be time to cut the cord on.
Here we got a lone musician out there in the crowd.
There's MJ over there in the back.
Michael.
The man himself, Air Jordan.
He's probably trying to find Jerry to get that trophy back.
You know, every Bull to a man said, this is for Chicago. We want it for Chicago, and there's a love thing going on here.
Hey, somebody kill a saxophone, would you? I don't mean the player, I just mean the audio.
You know, speaking of Michael Jordan, when they wanted to shoot that Disney commercial, that Disney World, I'm going to Disney World commercial, the producers for like 5 to 6 minutes insisted that he do it alone, and he said, nope, it's a team effort, and I'm going to do it with my teammates, or we're not going to do it at all.
And some of you may be wondering what's going on. You're usually watching your favorite soap operas at this time. For all of you fans of Loving and All My Children, we have the good news. Not only did you get to see this special tribute to the Bulls right now on Channel 7, you can also tune in to your soaps tonight. Loving will be on tonight at 12:30 a.m., followed by All My Children at 1 a.m., and it's All My Bulls right now.
Hey, Jack made it. Yo, Jack.
He's at everything, isn't he?
I couldn't resist it.
I can't believe All My Children at 1 a.m.
There'll be people there.
There's All My Michael. There was All My Michael.
There's All My Michael on canvas.
With a bull on top of the frame there.
I'll tell you what, if he ran for mayor, governor, maybe even president. Well, I know about president. Well, maybe, yeah. I mean, you know, all of America, it seemed, wanted Michael to get his first championship, including the Lakers. I think everybody wanted it except, of course, the Detroit Pistons.
Well, Michael Thompson of the Lakers says now that he's going to retire as a player, he wants to do something where you don't have to think at all, so he's either going to be a politician or a journalist.
Oh, nice.
Now he's stepping on some toes here.
A sportscaster, right?
Well, it's obvious sportscasters have to think.
Well, I guess Michael will just rattle around in the offseason in that 25,000 square foot home he's building.
Boy, Mr. Business, and he does take care of business. And I don't have to say this, everybody in Chicago knows it already. One of the nicest, most unaffected, unspoiled personalities you will ever encounter, despite the unadulterated adoration that he receives.
And of course, it was so emotional to see him really break down emotionally with that trophy in the locker room.
You know, when I talked to him after the whole thing was over, he said to me, and I asked him about the NCAA championship and the Olympic gold medal, and he said, none of it compares
to Johnny Red Kerr. I think he's getting ready to make the introduction.
Phil Jackson.
From North Dakota.
You got to keep bringing it up.
Well, I think he's very proud of being a flower child.
So were you.
Peace, love, and happiness.
Him is still his flower child.
Amen.
All right, here it is, ladies and gentlemen. The same type of introduction that they get at Chicago Stadium, only now in the open air.
Woo! The smoke machine is on.
This is magic.
Rookie from North Carolina, Scott Williams. From Vanderbilt, Will Perdue. From Ohio State, Dennis Hobson.
Good.
Oh, this is fantastic. I'm getting goosebumps just watching.
From Wichita State, Cliff Livingston.
Came in off the bench and provided the spark in the second and third round.
From Oklahoma, Stacey King. From the Chicago area, Long Beach State, Greg Hodges. From Iowa, DJ
Chicagoans don't forget.
He overeats a little bit, maybe didn't train as hard as he needed to this year, but he's a very nice man.
Here's the mayor.
Phil Jackson, the assistant coaches, the entire team, especially their families.
Jackson with this short speech.
The mayor prudently kept his remarks very short.
A smart politician realizes that the Bulls are the show today.
John Red Crow will introduce the governor.
Each one of the players getting a replica of the big Chicago All-Star City sign that you see to the left and the right of the band shell, and also the banners that are hanging on many of the poles down Michigan Avenue.
The mayor shaking hands personally with each member of the Bulls.
Kathy Osterman, who's helping pass those things out, does a really nice job, doesn't she, of planning these special events? And this was a real nightmare logistically, and I think it's going to come off. I shouldn't jinx it before it's over, but everything's gone great so far.
She's having so much more fun than when she was in the city council.
Everybody likes her in this kind of event because she's got two big ones in one day.
They love you when you win.
Yeah.
By the way, while they're passing out the banners, we should also mention the assistant coaches who were not introduced. John Bach, who's the architect of the defense, that amoeba-type defense that really stunned the opponent.
Yeah, Jimmy Clemens, great scout. Jim, you're right. I think the Bulls' assistant coach is arguably the best in the NBA.
Absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised if they got the head coach involved.
Here's the governor.
The state of Illinois express our appreciation to the Chicago Bulls, and today, and I ask Coach Jackson if he'd stand forward to present a proclamation that we're proclaiming June 14, 1991 as World Champion Chicago Bulls in the state of Illinois.
Thank you, Governor. Organization. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let me bring up two guys. The eyes of both. They were hand in hand. One a big man, one a little man. Gentlemen, Jerry Krause and Coach Phil Jackson.
That is an odd couple.
It is.
The greatest sports fans in the world, you Bulls fans. There's some people behind the scenes that do great jobs, and I'm going to introduce them for a second and let you know who they are, because a lot of the things that happened today happened because of them. Our scouts and my two assistants, Clarence Gaines Jr., Clarence, and Jimmy Stack. Jimmy and Clarence, outstanding people. The rest of my staff, and I'd be remiss if I didn't say Karen Stack, who's been tremendous through the years, and we owe so much to. Thank you. Phil's going to introduce the coaching staff now.
Jerry Krause didn't play basketball, did he?
Jerry Krause could be a basketball.
But Phil Jackson really did.
Oh, man.
He played for the Knicks.
World champion team, and that's one of the reasons Jerry Reinsdorf hired him, because Jerry was a great Knicks fan.
I must
Phil
introduce
Jackson
my
turned out to be a
coaching
sensational
staff.
coach.
Starting with our trainer, Chip Schaefer. The most healthy club in the NBA. All right. To our lake man, the guy that goes out on the road, does all the scouting and the board work, Jim Clemens.
Here are those assistant coaches Jim Rose was talking
The
about.
offensive coordinator, the man responsible for the triangle, Tex Winter.
Former head coach at Northwestern, Long Beach State, and Kansas State, where he had a
And the man who's been called the genius of defense, Johnny Bob.
Johnny the Ace of Spades. The Ace of Spades Bach.
We'll tell you that story.
Well, you've heard from the brass.
Now we're going to hear from the Bulls.
That's what we wanted.
By the way, if you saw that toilet roll go up in the on the band shell there, I'm told that they took all the toilet out of the toilet to throw it up.
Will Perdue, who has definitely matured and may turn into a real top postman in the NBA before his career is over.
Al Vermeer worked with him very well over the summer on the way.
But to hear him cheered.
Yes.
What a nice.
He was booed for a while, and the fans were on him. Not anymore.
I'd just like to say thank you to all the great fans.
High School. They have his uniform. Retired down there. Greg Hodges, I watched him win that $20,000 not only last year but this year as the king of the three-point shot specialist.
This year was amazing, wasn't it?
Oh
my.
He hit 18 in a row.
Right.
That is amazing. Nice man, Greg Hodges.
We gotta do it twice.
Oh, he's a rap artist now. By the way, Craig, very much into his religion, into his Muslim religion.
Well, they're making some tall orders for themselves, too, for next
At
year.
this time last year, this guy was lounging in Atlanta. But not this year. A great help from his boss of Good News, Cliff Robinson.
They call him Good News because he always has a smile on his face. He does a lot of charitable things. He has a foundation, and he brings good news off the bench.
What a good guy.
I just want to say you guys are the greatest fans I've ever played for. Without you guys, I don't think we would have won the championship. And I just got one more thing to say. What time is it?
Championship time.
You know, one thing about him, speaking of Good News, Livingston, is he's kind of the mature guy on the team who helps a lot of the guys with their personal problems and things like that. Just an all-around.
Probably the most effective center to play in the NBA this year. When you look at his team result, the man is Bill Cartwright.
Much maligned when he came here in the trade for Charles Oakley, but Jerry Krause convinced me early on that he needed a low-post center to get there, and this man got him there.
Here's the Satchmo of the NBA.
All I can say about 12 years of NBA basketball, 9 years of frustration, 3 years of inspiration, repeat.
Big Bill, repeat.
Repeat. 4 more years.
It's resounding around the country and around the NBA right now.
A
Repeat.
guy that had one of the tough jobs all through the series. He's got to play guys 30 pounds heavier than him, but he still shot over 63%. Horace Grant!
The big fella from Clemson over the summer worked on the weights. He worked on his head. He worked on his heart, got his family life together, and it all culminated on the court.
He had a great season, and he really became a fabulous interviewee. He wound up getting some terrific comments.
The most improved Bull, no question about it.
I would totally agree. Let's hear it now, Horace. Come on now.
First, I would like to thank God.
Horace with his own cheer now.
Secondly, I would like to thank my teammates for having the confidence. And I would like to thank you fans for giving us the support that we really needed. And definitely repeat.
All right.
That's the fourth Bull to say repeat.
I think they're going to have to be sponsored next season by
For 2
Xerox.
years, Notre Dame fans haven't been too proud of their alumni. But this year, they're proud again in World Championship. Johnny Paxson!
Johnny Pax out of Notre Dame has languished in the NBA, came to the Bulls from the San Antonio Spurs for $200,000, relatively inexpensive, but boy, he means a lot to the Bulls.
He's going to get his contract now.
I lost my voice.
A guy that many thought would not be back here next season.
Well, he better be back now after the way he performed in that climactic game in Los Angeles. Johnny's lost his voice. He hasn't lost his
All I know is I've been here 6 years. I've seen the low periods. I've waited a long time for today. Thank you. We'll be back again next year.
Yes.
I love
Paxman.
One of the greatest young stars in his 3 years in the NBA. He's from Central Arkansas, but his heart is with us. Scottie Pippen!
He's got the brand new contract for about $3 million a year. I asked him in the locker room after the victory, you going to get your contract now? Scottie said, I hope so, because I'm broke.
Well, they had to sign him before that final game, too, because of the NBA rules.
Well, he won't be broke for long.
Next year, he'll have his own.
I just want you all to know that we all as players really thank you all for your support. And this has been a great season for me because my teammates stood by me. But what happened to us last season, and we stepped back up. And we all want you to know that this one is for you. and you can take this with you.
Uh-oh, somebody's going to have a real souvenir that got that hat.
Spontaneity.
I got Scotty's hat at Bulls Fest.
Let's hear from Superman!
Air Jordan from North Carolina. This young man's been through a lot, and he's going to stand back there for a second and revel in it, and I can't play.
Listen to the crowd. Repeat.
First of all, I'd like to say,
Repeat.
it's been 7 years.
He scratched that 7-year itch by getting that ring.
They won't let him talk.
Thank you. It's
That's
been
love.
7 years
Look at the fans
since I came to the
in
city
the trees.
in 1984. When I first came here, we started from the bottom, and we had to work our way up to the top. Right now, to this day, we are on top. I'd like to give thanks to the fans of Chicago. I'd like to give thanks to my 11 other teammates, to the coaching staff, to the whole Chicago organization, and to my family. We did it. It's been a long struggle, but we're going to be back here next year for another long struggle.
Greatest athlete alive today. The greatest athlete alive.
No question on the...
We got a shot of the crowd now, and I bet it is approaching half
For
a
a very,
million.
very special presentation, something this city has been waiting for 25 years. I'd like to bring up the owner, Jerry Reinsdorf, to make a special presentation to Mayor Daley.
Hey, were you reading a story in the paper the other day about the first parade for the Chicago Bulls when the organization first started? It's pretty funny. They were talking about how the mayor said, just don't jam up State Street, take Michigan Avenue.
I think they can
And now
own State Street and Michigan Avenue right now.
Close down the loop.
Jerry Reinsdorf.
He's got the Midas touch, really, if you think about it, of sports owners. 83 with the White Sox.
You want BJ? You got him!
Bringing Michael back.
Oh,
This guy's really come on his own,
They want to hear from B.J. Armstrong, our
BJ,
Eyewitness
all right.
Sports final contributor.
Is he old enough to speak in public?
Yes, he is.
I just want to know one thing. How good does it feel, Chicago?
B.J. could be a DJ.
Does it still feel good up here? I just want to say thanks to all my teammates, all the coaching staff, the organization here, and I'm just very proud to be a part of this situation and what's going on here. Enjoy it. In Chicago, we're looking forward to bigger and better things, and hopefully we'll be back here next year celebrating and partying. Hey, I love you guys. Guys, take care now.
You know, B.J. Armstrong played a very big part in all of this. Last year after Game 7, he and I had a conversation in the Detroit airport. He was down. He said, I don't know if I'm ready for NBA basketball. I said, son, look, you've got an NBA body. You got a big league talent. Just nurture that over the summer. He did. He came back. He's strong. He will be the point guard of the future of this team, but I don't think John Paxson wants to give that mantle up just yet.
Now the crowd is asking for someone else.
I think they want to hear from everybody today.
I think they want to hear from everybody.
They haven't heard from Dennis Hobson yet. Or Scott Williams. Here comes Scott Williams.
Yeah, they even want Dennis Hobson.
The big rookie out of North Carolina, who Michael Jordan took under his wing. He always takes those North Carolina guys under his wing. Scott is a poet. He's the poet of the team.
I just go out there, I show my emotions. Winning the World Championship in LA was great for me to home. But to come back to party with y'all, it's even a better feeling. Thank you, Chicago.
I thought we'd have a little poetry from the big fella from California.
I got down a lot of times during this season. It's like a long year sitting on that bench. And I got support from a lot of you fans who wrote me letters over the long season. And it really paid off. It really kept my mind on the game. I was able to come back in the playoffs and really make some things happen. I hope next year is a much longer year than what seemed like it was a long year this year. All right, world champs!
Wonderful moment for Scott Williams, who went through some personal adversity 4 years ago when his parents passed away. But the young man's held his two sons, one of his sons 3 years ago underwent surgery for a cancerous tumor, and he came through it just flying close. And I know Greg is really happy about that.
It says no video and sound recording allowed. I'm sure there are a lot of camcorders and audio recorders going right now.
That's for the Blues Festival.
Yes, I know.
I want to know how they plan to get these guys out of here. Did you see the shot of surrounded?
Yeah. I wonder how we're going to get out of here.
I'm walking.
We're walking.
Now Jerry Reinsdorf is getting his chance to say something.
When I step to Los Angeles and I watch these games, I realize something very strange is going on. I was able to actually talk to the people next to me. You can't do that in Chicago Stadium. And when the game was over and all the euphoria and all the excitement, something was missing, and I didn't realize what it was until I got back here today, and what was missing was all of you people, all of our fans.
I think the back of that T-shirt says Bulls number 1. Bulls fans number 1.
I'm not going to throw the trophy. But this trophy was won by an incredible team of players and coaches, but it really belongs to all of you people. And so what I'm going to do now is give it to Mayor Daley. He can keep it for a while at City Hall. And you can all come to City Hall and see it. And then for you Republicans, he's going to give it to the mayor, and he's going to have it at the State of Illinois building, so everybody will get a chance to see this trophy. Mr. Mayor.
Now we know where the trophy will reside, at least temporarily.
You can go over and have pictures taken with it.
All right, Sweet Home Chicago.
Here it is.
Sweet Home.
And how sweet it is. Let's just listen.
I love this song.
Back to that same old place, sweet home.
at Darren. Darren, why aren't you in school?
Because I'm out.
There's no better reason to be out, huh?
Yeah, no better reason
than that. To welcome home the Bulls, the greatest basketball team in the world.
And this is their mom, Darren's mom, Cynthia Gandy. Cynthia, did you ever think you'd see a loving like this for the basketball team winning it?
Never thought I would see it. I'm very proud to be here.
25 years, a long time to wait, but we got it. Cynthia, if you could step down, that'd be terrific because we have another family who made its way from Indiana all the way up here. What's your name?
My name is Sandy Jacek.
Who did you bring with you?
I brought my daughter, my son, and 2 friends.
I take it this was worth the drive through all the traffic and the construction, huh?
Down last night and stayed down last night.
You're kidding, you camped out overnight?
Yeah, we overnight.
It's worth it. We got the world.
I got the big question for the day. This is the key question. Hold on a minute. Hold on now. All right, the Bulls won it all. We've had playoff games for 2 months. They went all the way. It can't get any better than this. What do you do now?
Next year. Do it again next year.
That's the command from the fans, the paying customers. They want this team to repeat so we can all stand here again next year. That is if we make it through this year. Let's go back upstairs now.
This picture shows you that Chicago fans do not forget. They will stand behind you through thick and thin, guys. You remember in the years when you could hear conversations across the stadium?
That's right.
Whoa, yes! And they won't forget Reese.
You rabble-rouser.
I can't help it. I've been to, I don't know, maybe 1,000 or so Bulls games, whatever. And I remember being there when you could shoot a cannon off and, you wouldn't hit anybody in Chicago Stadium.
Nobody needs to rouse this rabble. They're roused.
Forgive this.
A glorious moment, one that none of us who is here will ever forget.
Yep.
It's been an amazing...
That crowd, it was unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm glad we were able to extricate you and save you from the crush. Real problem.
It was worth it. We've got some business to take care of. Tonight at 12:30 a.m., Loving will be on, and right after this, we're going to join All My Children in Progress.
Yeah, Thomas was the puppeteer of that group, and I was really disappointed in him in leading Mark Aguirre and Bill Laimbeer in that little childish stroll out with 7 seconds left in the game, really trying to steal the Bulls. It was really a disgrace. It was a shame, but that's ancient history.
That's the past. This is the present, and we're going to leave and go to a commercial right now. And as we're being sprayed by beer from somewhere, we'll come back again.
Basketball is my favorite sport. I like the way they dribble up and down the court. I like slam dunks, taking it to the hoop. My favorite play is the alley-oop. I like the pick and roll. I like the give and go. 'Cause it's basketball, Mr. Curtis Blow.
Take a look at this scene at Grant Park. The Blues Festival is going to officially start in 8 minutes. Sure, no problem.
Yeah, I know it is.
I'll tell you, it's really something to watch these people file out in a pretty orderly fashion. I mean, they had their screaming and yelling. They had their good time. Yes, there are plenty of security guards and police officers about, but everyone's filing out.
I love this
enjoying
guy
one
right
another's
here.
company.
This guy isn't filing out because he's climbed.
Guy up on the light pole?
Yeah.
We had a couple of scary moments when the Cyclone fence came down before the Bulls were ever here. That was a frightening moment. And actually, while the Bulls were on stage, another fence over to the side got knocked down by the late arriving crowd, I think, coming out from the loop.
We caused some problems ourselves here. Every time we point a camera toward the crowd, it's like a magnet. And so some of this disorder, we have to lay some blame at our own doorstep for.
I think Renee Ferguson and Tom Scher are down there somewhere.
We are. We're down here with the real people, with the real Bulls fans. People are getting ready to leave now. Talk to me about why you would come down here in this crowd on this hot day. Why?
Because I love the Bulls.
Now, people love their children. They love their husbands and wives. How can you love the Bulls? Why do you love the Bulls?
Because they're from Chicago and they're the world champions.
All right, what is it? What is it about the Bulls they seem to be such a clean team. Does that have anything to do with it?
That's because they from the city of Chicago. The best city in the Midwest America. Go Bulls!
What about that prayer? What about when they got down on their knees and prayed? Did that have any impact on you?
Yes. I feel that helped them win the 1991 champion.
Do you think that their prayer had anything to do with it? Who ever heard of an NBA basketball team that prays in the locker room? Have you?
They had to pray to God, because God brought them in. They had to pray to God.
Okay, all right.
We got some kids over
we
here.
have some kids over here.
Now, let me ask you guys something. For 2 months, we have had playoff basketball. I said, what are we going to do now? Somebody said to repeat. But let me ask you this. Over the 2 months, what has it been like for you fans to live with this team during the playoff run to the championship?
It's like a dream come true. Boys got a two-beat, repeat.
How long have you been a Bulls fan?
Since I was a little boy.
All right.
That's right.
How long have you been a Bulls fan?
Ever since I was born.
Did you ever think you'd be here?
No.
Well, with the obligatory Detroit chant in full swing here, we're going to send it back upstairs. Ron, Carol, Mark.
Repeat, we're number one. These fans are happy, and they ought to be. It's been a great season.
You know, I sit here and take all this in, and I remember what Michael's mother, Dolores Jordan, said to us in the locker room after she took a swig of champagne. She said, this is not my proudest moment, and nor do I think it's my son's proudest moment. This is just the beginning. There are many more great things to come. I think she meant maybe a couple of more championships, but I think she was also referring to some more things in Michael's life once he's finished playing basketball. You know, she's the driving force behind him and the rest of the Jordan family, and it was wonderful to hear her talk about how it's possible for everyone, white, black, green, yellow, purple, whatever, to make it in this society and to do whatever they want to do.
Have you told the story about John Paxson and his wife after the game? Because there's a real family bent to this whole story, not just for the Jordans, but for
Another
others.
great moment that was nestled in the heart of a very dangerous situation. We were all mushed up against the door trying to get into the locker room. Cameras from all over the country and reporters. People getting trampled. I myself went down a couple of times. My producer, Bob Vorwald, nearly broke his arm. It was just a very dangerous situation. John Paxson came out of the locker room, pulled himself away from the celebration, almost frantic, saying, "Where is my wife? Carolyn has to be part of this. I've got to have her in here." And all of us, along with the security people, made every effort to get her in there, and she finally was reunited with her husband. But that was a very exciting and stirring moment.
See, I think those things are the things that we don't, as fans, know a lot about. And what was nice in this Bulls victory is there was so much discussion by them of their families, of their fans.
The other thing is, the Bulls headquartered at the Ritz-Carlton at the Marina del Rey, which is a very nice hotel. It is ritzy, frankly. And I don't think they were quite prepared for a lot of Chicago fans showing up. But when Chicago fans started to show up after that first victory out there on Friday and figured out where the Bulls were, the thing I noticed is throughout the entire week, every time the Bulls were coming and going, if somebody asked for an autograph, and if there was time, if it wasn't hurry up, get to the bus, if there was time, the Bulls would stop and talk. They would sign the autograph. They would say hello. They would shake hands. To a person, these players were gracious to everyone who had the opportunity to meet them.
And again, back in the locker room when we were interviewing Bill Cartwright, he yelled to his kids, "You better be rolling that VCR, because when I get home I want to see this." And that gives me an opportunity to get a plug in right now tonight at 7 o'clock. Da Bulls, Da Champs, a 1-hour special. And you should roll your VCR for that one if you missed some of the celebration over the past 2 days.
I also want to say before we go away, we got about 30 seconds left, you were great in the postgame show, Mark. You handled that locker room extremely well. It was a very difficult situation. Well, it was fun watching you and the Bulls.
Well, thanks a lot. I really enjoyed myself, and you can do all kinds of things when you have a great crew. It was just an honor and a pleasure to be part of that.
But also a plug for you, because you were pretty great, too.
We had fun. Thank you. Enjoy it, Chicago.
Okay.
This is a Channel 5 sports special, a celebration of the Bulls championship season. The Bulls, the champs, with Mark Giangreco.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mark Giangreco, and welcome. For the next hour, I want you to just sit back, chill out, roll your VCR, and take it all in again as all of Chicagoland continues to celebrate the Bulls' wonderful NBA World Championship. And true to the title of the special, we got the guys live at Ditka's. That's right, the super fans from Saturday Night Live. Yo, fellas.
Hey, how's it going?
How you doing?
All right, doing quite well, my friend.
Hey, listen, thanks for letting us eavesdrop on your party there. Tell me, what do you think of this euphoric celebration here in this town?
Well, what do these fans think of this euphoric celebration?
That's
We're excited, Mark, but frankly, we were sort of expecting this since last October.
Oh, I see, yeah.
I mean, am I correct, folks? I mean, this entire season was a foregone conclusion, am I correct?
It is, you know, fait accompli, so to speak, you know?
There was no doubt that come June, a certain team would reign supreme over the National Basketball Association.
Yeah.
A certain team known as the Bulls. Over before it began, Mark.
That's right.
That's right. We're just surprised the whole series went 5 games.
Yeah,
And frankly, a little disappointed.
Yeah, I think a lot of us are. Well, what about everybody's talking repeat, you know?
Repeat, please.
Absolutely.
It's a fait accompli.
Folks, you got to get used to this. This is going to become an annual affair, so pace yourselves, all right? Whatever you do this year, you're going to have to do it every year for an eon.
We're not just talking repeat or 3-peat or 4-peat or 5-peat. We're talking minimum 8-peat.
8-peat.
Guaranteed.
In fact, the Bulls are going to have to add on another level to their stadium just to hold the banners.
That's right. There are going to be so many retired numbers there, it's going to look like Einstein's workroom.
That's right.
Let's just say that the remainder of this decade is taken care of, my friend.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
Amen to that.
It's just that 5th game. I mean, that 5-game series. We just, I wonder when the decision was made to throw the first game to the Lakers.
That's right.
And who made that decision?
Let me tell you this much. There would not have been 5 games because if they would have had the first game played a man that we all know and love is Mike Ditka in a uniform, that would have been, you know, pretty much it.
If Coach Ditka suited up, it wouldn't have been fair.
He would have suited up, it would have been history.
Ditka could suit up in any sport, and it would be over before it began.
He could do that.
Wouldn't be fair, and he's a fair man. I should remind you that we are coming from Ditka's. The restaurant which belongs to the greatest team on the planet in terms of football, a team which will run roughshod over their opposition come Super Bowl XXVI. Pardon me, I'm still recovering from my last heart attack. I'm talking about a team known as the Bears.
The Bears. Hey, listen, fellas, I don't want to interrupt you, but we got to get on with the show. We'll come back in and check in with you in a couple of minutes.
All right, you're talking about a more salient point, namely the Bulls.
All right, when we come back, look at a not-so-regular season, plus a flashback to the playoffs and Game 1 of the finals. Don't go away.
Used to fire away. He's now 1 for 9. The look away to Livingston. Jordan.
Come back. You know, in all the excitement of celebrating the Bulls' stampede through the NBA Championship Series, it's kind of hard to put all the events of the great regular season and the preliminary playoff rounds into perspective. That's our job. So let's hit the rewind button and cue it up to November 2nd, 1990. Here's John Kelly.
25 years of Bulls basketball, and this squad turned the silver anniversary golden. This season's brought us the most wins ever, the ground beef Air Jordan assault at Mickey D's, and hey, who's that behind the Foster Grants? These record-setting Bulls got off to a sluggish start, dropping their first 3 games, including the home opener. In Game 2 of the stadium, Boston's Brian Shaw sent the home crowd away disappointed again, squeezing out a bit of the Irish luck as time ran out. The Bulls rebounded from Celtic shock, strolling through the Garden and blasting Boston by 20. But days later in Phoenix, Kevin Johnson providing the buzzer beater, burning Chicago in the land of the rising sun by a deuce. Sweet revenge came 2 weeks later as the Bulls get a tasty 28-point victory at home against Phoenix. Chicago began a stampede at the stadium, blasting the Clippers by 40 and uncorking a franchise-best home winning streak. During this run, the raging Bulls worked their home magic 26 straight times, including this holiday victory over L.A.
Bill Cartwright singing Jingle Bells. Jingle bells, jingle bells.
Well, Jolly St. Stacy helped Chicago get into the spirit, a prelude to a bullish Christmas present at the stadium, wrapping up another W against the men from Motown. Jordan continued ripping opponents all year long, filling it up for over 30 points an outing. Meantime, he ripped Bulls Vice President Jerry Krause because they didn't sign an available Walter Davis.
Portland is certainly doing all they need to do to get themselves into a championship caliber team. Too bad we can't do that.
But after pumping up his temper, Michael aired out on MTV.
Michael Jordan in the hot seat all this week. Coming up, videos from Bon Jovi, Sting, CNC Music Factory.
All-Star Weekend was a definite hit in Charlotte. Long bomb master Craig Hodges drilled 19 straight, nailing down the three-point crown. And of course, MJ was having a ball, shaking and baking in front of a faithful Carolina crowd. It was a fun ride while it lasted, but the 26-game victory run at home was stopped by Houston. The Rockets brought Chicago back to earth, leaving the Bulls just a tad frustrated.
Going to throw them both out, Red.
But that feeling was short-lived as the Bulls finished the season with the best record in the East. When the 82 warm-up games were complete, the Raging Bulls continued their assault in postseason. First on the hit list, the New York Knicks. Michael and company wasted little time beating the Big Apple boys, knocking Patrick Ewing and the Knicks off in 3 straight. Victim number 2, Philadelphia. The Bulls continued sizzling, grabbing the first 2 games at the stadium, but on the 76ers home floor, Percy Hawkins nailed this three-pointer and nailed down Game 3 in the closing seconds. The Bulls quickly regrouped, winning the next 2 and taking the series 4-1. Then came time for the Bulls to set themselves free. After being eliminated by Detroit the previous 2 seasons, the team got that monkey off their back and did it in grand fashion. Talking a little trash here and there, the Bulls gave the Dirty Dozen a taste of their own medicine. Taking anything the Pistons could dish out, the Bulls swept the former world champs, body slamming them in 4 straight. Enough said. John Kelly, Channel 5 Sports.
All right, John, and then they waited for the winner from the West. It took a while. The Los Angeles Lakers finally emerged, though, from a tough tussle with the Portland Trail Blazers, and the NBA Finals were set. The city of broad shoulders taking on the city of padded shoulders. The Michael Magic Show. Game 1 at the stadium, and NBC had a chance to show the nation what all the ballyhoo over this big barn was all about.
And now, the starting lineup for your Chicago Bulls.
But quickly, the excitement of a first-ever appearance in the finals gave way to nerves. And as the game wore on, the Bulls and the stadium crowd were worn down by the Lakers' deliberate post-up game. With 14 seconds left, the Bulls clinging to a 2-point lead, Sam Perkins coolly tossed up the infamous long-distance dagger.
Bulls by 2. You see the clock running down. And Perkins goes for 3. He's got it. He went for the shot from downtown to take the lead.
Still, with 9 seconds remaining, the stage was set for Michael. But
Jordan is down in the paint, being guarded by Worthy. Pippen must get it, and he does. And here is Jordan. 3 seconds remaining, and let's see what the call is. Jordan rimming the basket. The foul against Chicago.
We still have to play the game of basketball. The series is not over because you lost one game. We have to be very positive. There's still opportunity for us to even things up on Wednesday, and we can certainly go out there and win out there. But it's not a point to start the panic.
No, it isn't. We'll take a break, and when we return, we'll feature those fanatics who fancy themselves as the sixth man. We'll be right back.
Here's Jordan on the pull-up. Yes! And the game is tied at 92 with 3 and 4/10.
I tell you, a lot of professional athletes are no more than mercenaries these days. No matter what they say publicly, many couldn't care less about where they play, just as long as they get the big check. But I think it's safe to say these Bulls do appreciate the Chicago fans and really understand what winning a world title means for the whole morale of this city. Renee Ferguson profiles the people.
On playgrounds all over Chicago, basketball fantasies began to happen, fed by the success of the Chicago Bulls, fed by the desire to do what the Bulls do and feel what the Bulls feel.
To me, it feels like staying in shape, staying away from drugs, having a clear mind. Come out here, do what you want to do.
Well, when I play basketball, I feel like I'm Michael Jordan sometimes. I just feel like a pro, which I'm not a pro, but that's how I feel.
For Denise Jackson, the fantasy was a nephew who seemed to be growing tall. Who says a woman can't teach a boy to be a star?
He said he wanted to be a basketball player, so I hope that he make his goal.
In Skokie, 8-year-old Noah Warsaw practiced his jump shot. But at show and tell one day, he did an imitation of Bulls announcer Ray Clay, giving the starting lineup.
And now the starting lineup for your Chicago Bulls.
Pretty soon, Noah's performance had his classmates thinking they were in the Chicago Stadium.
From Central Arkansas, Scottie Pippen. In the middle, from San Francisco, 7'1", Bill Cartwright.
It all started when Noah sat in his grandfather's courtside seats at the Bulls game.
Well, I saw a Bulls game, and I saw him do it, and my dad got the music as a birthday present, so I decided to do it, and my dad wrote down the words for me, and I copied it, and I learned it after a while.
Mary Lou Johnson has a few years on Noah. She lives in a Northside nursing home, but her basketball fantasy put her in the Bulls Stadium, too. Color analyst at the least, at the best, the assistant coach.
I think it hinges on team effort, not just Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson. There'll never be another Michael Jordan. He's a big man, too, in many ways, isn't he? To give way to his team for a team effort to win the game, I figured we had a good chance of burying them. That's just what we did.
And then there was the Michael Jordan mystique. It just kept growing. Kids were talking about his hang time.
He can go in the air and eat lunch and come back.
Maybe it's the shoes. Yo, Professor, how does Mike defy gravity? Do you know?
A Spike Lee commercial explained it this way.
Michael Jordan overcomes the acceleration of gravity by the application of his muscle power in the vertical plane, thus producing a low-altitude Earth orbit.
Or, to put it simply,
it's against the laws of physics and gravity.
On a count of 3, we'll give it a go Bulls, all right?
It all added up to a severe case of Bulls fever for Chicago. Just mention the B word and normal-looking people went nuts.
Boom! Michael, kid!
Yes, Michael Jordan. Yeah, we're gonna win. We're gonna win.
That the team would win was a given.
They got the team, they fried up, and Magic can't handle. Magic can't handle Michael.
I think the Bulls should do it in 6.
And while everyone was sure, Lil Mackin took no chances. She went to the chapel.
What happened to your knees?
Oh, it's skin from praying.
And so they called on God and cheered on their favorite players, hoping that this time the fantasy would be real.
And from North Carolina, red guard, 6'6", Michael Jordan!
Renee Ferguson reporting.
All right, thanks, Renee. Now, let's get back to our championship recap. Game 2 now. No way the Lakers were going to steal this one. This time it was no secret. The Bulls were over their opening game jitters, posting a third-quarter performance of perfection. John Paxson wound up hitting 8 straight.
Paxson. Yes. Tipping off the weave. Played well by Johnson. Paxson open. Yes. Chicago Bulls now up by 14. Lakers have to get the shots up a little bit more frequently than the other day. Paxson again. Make it 8 for 8 for John Paxson.
While Michael Jordan clicked off 13 in a row.
Jordan over Scott. Yes. Here's Jordan. Yes. And it counts.
So how do you upstage an awesome run like that? Well, with the shot.
The look away to Livingston. Jordan. Oh, a spectacular move by Michael Jordan. That's 13 consecutive field goals.
You know, went one way, put it in one hand, floated about a 5 more yards, said, well, I don't know. And then he went off against the glass. So, you know, he's just that type of guy. I mean, he can do the impossible, the unbelievable, and it was his game tonight. He really took it over in the second half.
And it was just instincts to change it. I changed it to my left hand and was able to get it off. Just one of those creative moves. And sometimes creativity, you just don't know what's going to happen, and in my game anyway.
Yes, unbelievable. I still got a buzz. Up next, more from the Saturday Night Live Superfans live from Ditka's and a whole lot more, so stay with us.
The spin by Jordan and hits on the reverse. Michael saving it for overtime. 2 key buckets.
Back still talking about doubles. Let's go back live to Ditka's where the Superfans from Saturday Night Live continue on. How do you like it so far, guys? Huh?
It's a real exciting segment you had there on the monitor there. What can I say, Mark? The old lady, real exciting stuff on the monitor.
Yeah, don't you have any old footage of Deborah Norville? You know, there's a woman.
It's a woman. Anyway.
Ooh. You guys eating some food? What do you got?
Hey, this is the way we eat here. It's how it is. What, are you from New York or something?
No.
Gene Greco?
Why don't you go shoot somebody with a crack pipe?
All right.
I mean, you got stuff all over your face. You look terrible.
Hey, easy. That's how Chicagoans eat. That's the way it is.
Pardon moi.
We eat our pork chops at Ditka's, which, as you can see here, I don't know if the camera has this, Ditka's 1986 pork restaurant of the year. That's it. That's war. And, of course, besides the great pork at Ditka's, we also enjoy the beers.
The beers. Well, listen, you got any more prognostications about the Bulls?
Prognostications about the Bulls. We were speculating on what kind of competition could possibly make the Bulls season next year interesting.
That's right.
For example, what do you guys think if the Bulls were to be 3 feet high? If they were all 3 feet high and then they played the Lakers.
The mini Bulls.
Mini Bulls.
Maybe the series should go to 7 then. Maybe
it would go 7 games.
I think the Bulls would still pull it out though. Say, what do you guys think if the Bulls had to play donkey basketball and the Lakers could run around?
My friend, that is a very sick, warped fantasy, and I don't know if we should touch that.
Well, is Jordan full size when he's playing donkey basketball?
Yeah, Jordan's full size.
I like the Bulls.
The Bulls. You know, I have an observation. The only difference between a Lakers fan and a Bulls fan after that last game was that the Lakers fan was the one with the tears.
I mean, is that the way you guys celebrate? You just sit around and drink and talk and eat?
How do you do it, Mark?
Of course. Well, now we're eating our pork chops. Normally, before every game, we like to dine on the mascot of the opposing team.
That's right.
Like, say, before we play Atlanta, we like to eat hawk. Yeah. You know, before Minnesota, we eat Timberwolf.
Milwaukee, we eat a buck.
What about the Magic or something like that?
The Orlando Magic?
Yeah.
We can't comment on that.
We're not allowed to talk about it.
Okay, guys. Chow down. We'll see you in a few minutes, all right?
All right, Mark, thanks.
Okay.
See you later.
Now, with the Bulls and Lakers tied at a game apiece, the NBA said California was the place they ought to be, so they loaded up the truck and they moved to Beverly. Actually, Inglewood, the Forum, that is. Laker girls, movie star. Anything in mind for the celebrities that sit on the floor here, maybe when you're coming down on a fast break?
You know, I'm going to give Jack Nicholson 5 and throw kisses to the crowd like Diva.
This feature film featured a new hero, that veteran character actor off the bench. Cliff Livingston, we presume.
Jordan only 2 for 8 from the field in the second half. Here is Michael. Rebounded by Livingston. Cliff Livingston continues to sparkle.
The script also had 2 endings. 10 seconds left. The world's most valuable Yugo sputtered up the lane, got the hoop, got hammered, and got the hug. But this time, 3.4 seconds to be exact, Michael made it.
Here's Jordan on the pull-up. Yes! And the game is tied at 92 with 3 4/10 seconds remaining.
Jordan then took over in overtime. Advantage Bulls.
Here's Jordan. Yes! We're down to 2 minutes left in overtime. The spin by Jordan and hits on the reverse. Michael saving it for overtime.
Yeah, that third game is always a crucial game, and you know, it could be some a good rolling block for us. You know, even though we didn't play that great, we won the ball game. In overtime, though, but you know, we won the ball game, and all 3 of the games have been, you know, we've had opportunities to win, and we won 2 of them. And in the first one, you know, we missed the opportunity with a missed shot. So, you know, this team feels good right now to be in this position, but we know that it's not over. We still need 2 wins, and it's going to be tough 2 wins.
Well, I think right now they're saying in the back of their minds that, you know, we got to find a way to, you know, go ahead and put this team away, meaning us. And I think right now the pressure is off of us.
It was Don't Go Away when the Bulls, the champs, continues. We'll show you what players and reporters found themselves doing during the lull out in La La Land.
Weak side attackers. Jordan takes the lob off the back pick play and slams it down.
You wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. Anything your heart desires will come.
Jordan and the Bulls, you just won your first NBA championship. What are you going to do next?
We're going to Disney World. Yeah!
The golf course. We are back, and as we continue to relive this championship series, we move on to Game 4 at the Forum with Michael limping in on a bad wheel.
What time is it? Game time!
Totally awesome, dude. Mikey split his Nike in an effort to relieve the pressure on his badly bruised toe, but eventually went back to his old soft shoe, and the Bulls danced away in a blowout.